What's up, everyone? So we are back with another review. We're here with The Boys, season 4, which is something I know a lot of us have been waiting. We've been waiting for this. I mean, to be straight honest, I mean, of course, we had a little gap year because we had Gen V, which again was fire on its own, but still to be able to be back with this crazy, ridiculous show is just, it's amazing. But of course, we have a decent sized panel here. I am here with my boy Samuel Leggett Jr. I am here with Keaton7, and I am here with Rai. So we got a whole team. How you guys feeling?
Feeling great.
Fantastic.
Can't stop thinking about The Boys, to be honest.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna be really hard because I feel like we're off to a really good start. And as far as like being able to talk about it and be vocal, we're not going to be crazy this episode, this review, excuse me, because this is a non-spoiler. So we're not going to be spoiling anything. We might tease a little bit, but there's really nothing. You know, we got to show some restraint, which is going to be a little difficult. But I don't know, man. I mean, there's a lot to talk about, but at the same time, we really got to minimize ourselves, which really
Can't
sucks.
talk about it all that much.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of killing me. But
yeah.
I want you guys to just kind of say how you felt within the first few episodes that we got. I mean, does it feel like on par with the other seasons? Because I feel like we're allowed to say that, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think it absolutely does. I mean, given what Homelander did at the very end of the season, and also to respect what Butcher did to himself and to his team, like there's a lot of different consequences to those actions that you see immediately. And a big part of this season, as you see in the trailers, is the election and what that means, what that's going to cause. But the fact that Homelander understands now that even if he doesn't use restraint, that he will possibly still be liked or loved and not lose anything, makes it so much more volatile. Like you don't really know how unhinged or where his trajectory is going to go. And because of the actions of what Butcher did last season, that's caused a ripple effect to happen within the boys as well, which makes so much entertainment that you're not ready for that we can't talk about. That's the best thing I could kind of say.
Yeah, it's like it was really like he wasn't exactly restrained before, but now he's really off the leash. Is I think a good way to put it. It's very cool. It's a lot of fun to watch. It's a lot of fun to watch like the political tensions between the suits kind of continuing to increase in intensity and parallel reality the way that they do. That's been really enjoying to see. Yeah, and we also see him leave with Ryan at the end of last season, so we start to see him try to kind of like really be a dad, sort of his version of a dad, and how fucked up that is, and you know, it's a lot of fun.
No comment.
Yeah.
I absolutely love what I've seen so far. One of my favorite things about The Boys as a television show, as a series, is how it does such a good job balancing shock value with great storytelling. And this season, once again, does exactly that and does it well. I can't wait to see where everything leads. It's absolutely phenomenal acting that we're seeing. I absolutely love this season. I feel like there's so much more character depth just in these the what I've seen so far that I'm really ecstatic to see where it heads.
All right, yeah, and one thing that I know we were like kind of talking about was some of the political jokes that they were kind of like implementing into the show. It really feels it's like you know, to not like of course say anything crazy, but realistically it's really funny how they're modernizing and you know kind of like they're up to date, if you will. And I think we've all seen that with some of the memes or when the boys released a certain picture about a week ago, not too long ago. You know, they are clearly up to date and they're just making fun of or poking fun at what's going on, and I honestly really like that because it's really cool. Yeah, I love to take a break from what's going on, but at the same time, I really like to at the same time kind of mock what's kind of going on. So it's I feel like yeah, it's a little lighthearted at times, which is cool, but then it's the boys, so then we go back to limbs flying everywhere, and it's great, and I don't know, I of course crap ton of gore as usual.
Yeah.
But I'm really liking some of the character building, if you will, in this season specifically. We're seeing some improvements on not even just with us, but just all around. And again, I don't want to say too much, but we're seeing characters who I really thought wouldn't even want to take that step forward kind of try, to be a little different or to listen to other people or, and it's really cool to see them kind of step out of their shell. And it's clear that they're uncomfortable, but it's really fun to see them kind of be willing to listen, whether
and reflect on their actions.
Exactly. Even if the people they're listening to are lunatics themselves. But we have some new, people involved. And without saying anything, how do you guys feel about the new additions to,
Obsessed,
of course, with this season,
Obsessed. Okay, I can say character names, right?
Yeah.
I can say I literally wake up thinking about Sister Sage. I'm obsessed with her. I need to know. I just need to know everything that is going on in her head at all times. I don't want to say anything more than that, really.
and I feel like that's enough because I mean,
yeah,
we like there's characters where, and maybe her for an example, where we're just trying to understand more. Like we want to understand what the hell's going on, what people's plans are, and just what's going on. That's really all I'm going to say, but it's just you're constantly questioning scenarios, and I really like that. But how do you feel about the additions, Keaton?
I absolutely love the additions. I mean, kind of going on off what you said about how it kind of brings in how things are currently. Comic books and television's always been really big on being a reflection
for sure
of current society. And I think the addition of these new characters also reflects it. Like you can see, you'll see these characters and you'll be like, that kind of reminds me of this person a little bit. Like that, the way they're acting and some of the stuff they're saying, like that kind of reminds me of this. And I agree, Sister Sage has been the best addition. I love it when she's on screen. It's just like, what's she gonna do next? It's just
highlight.
Yeah, and it's really, she's a really awesome addition. And then of course Firecracker, also another fun addition. And I do love, with the addition of these new characters, you're seeing an extra layer of depth with all of the characters that they interact with. And so it's things that you've been wondering since like season 1, and all of a sudden you're getting new information about characters based off of some of these interactions they have. And it's like explaining things and like light bulb moments that are going off because of the addition of these new characters and the depth that they take things situationally with all of the other characters that we know on the show. And so, yeah, I absolutely love them.
Yeah.
How about you, Sam?
Yeah, no, I feel the same exact way. I mean, you got like a powerhouse in Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I can't tell you who his character is, what's going on, but the way they interweave great actors and their presence still elevates the source material. But at the same time, I mean, if you use like Firecracker, for instance, the thing about this show is so on the nose with what society kind of does with a lot of the tropes and the actual things and the lapses in judgment that people make, that even though it plays off like a parody, it's kind of scary at times. I think that's the paradox of it. Like some of the stuff is like, I don't know if this person that's watching this is going to really get that this is a parody. And that, I think that's the scary paradox of this show, is that some of the things that that the facade is that there are no real heroes. Like the heroes are absolutely not, they all have an agenda. It's all a popularity contest. And even if you use like these two new characters in this, each one of them has their own agenda. But when you uncover their mask, it may be something that is more terrifying and actually more satisfying from an entertainment standpoint, but you don't know where the characters are really going to go. And I think that's the beauty of the show. That's why you got characters like the Deep that still, as funny and foolish as he is, there are things and layers to him, even with his foolishness. And so, I mean, yeah, within the first 3 episodes we watched, like, we got a lot from these new characters, but it expands all the other characters as well, because all the other characters are evolving. Like somebody like Huey now is dealing with a real crisis outside of what's happening with the boys, which I found that he did a really good job projecting that around the situation. So, but yeah.
But I mean, again, without saying too much, I don't know where else we can go with this. I mean, I'm really trying my best to not squeeze out anything that we're not supposed to say. But I think one thing that I mentioned this before, but the character development, some of the decisions that some of these characters are making are interesting, but at the same time really scary, because we have characters that we don't take seriously, ones that are kind of they seem like joke characters, but they're finally kind of stepping up and then kind of trying to not get bitched around anymore. And I have one character in mind when I say this, so it's interesting to see where that's gonna go, because this entire show he's just been a laughing stock, you know, like, and I don't know. I feel like, God, it's so hard not to say anything I'm not supposed to say, but I'm just really excited to see where this is gonna go. I don't know.
I was about to say, Huey's looking at you like, don't say nothing.
Yeah, I know. I feel like
so
Tom
hard.
Holland right now, man. I'm trying. But do you guys have any closing remarks?
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys, this is gonna be everything you've hoped for. I mean, it's gory, it's grotesque, it's hilarious. But there's never a dull moment. They never feel like there's a lapse in time. Every episode we've seen doesn't feel like a filler episode. You're gonna freaking be hyped for it like you have every other season. So don't feel like after 4 seasons that it's toned things down. They've executed it very well. So I think you're gonna be very satisfied when you get to check it out. And as far as my rating between A to F, I give it an A. I could give it an A+, but I think I need more time. I really don't have anything to knock about it because there's so much intrigue. There's so much that I'm desiring to see where it's going to go. And there's a lot of holes within how the story is going to play out. So, yeah, that's my final thoughts.
All right. I think I'm going to give it a little A- as usual. There's a little
that's
thing.
All he throws out is A-.
I know. To be fair, there is one little thing that I'm not the happiest about. Like, it's not that it's bad or anything. It just, for me, it slows things down a little bit. And I'll mention this when we do our full review. But other than that, like, it's just been a bop. It's been absolutely amazing. But hopefully you guys understand what I'm saying when I mention that there's like one specific person that jumps into the mix and it kind of throws things off a little bit for me, at least. But
I think I know what you're talking about.
But
yeah,
he doesn't understand. He's looking at you with disgust.
But either way, I'm definitely excited for you guys to experience it, and it's been really fun. It's been really fun. But that's literally my only nitpick.
Yeah, no, I think it's great. If I have anything to add, I know you guys are saying like they're obviously poking fun at the current political climate in the Americas, but sometimes it doesn't just feel like poking fun to me. It feels like they are pointing fingers, and I really enjoy that. That's the last thing that I'll add.
Last but not least, Keaton.
Yeah, Kripke and the guys are not holding back this season as far as its reflection of society, and I applaud them. I applaud them for that. I definitely give this show an A. These first 3 episodes alone, I give it an A, because I know it's only gonna get better from here, and it's such a great edge of your seat show. Like, you're biting your nails trying to figure out what's going to happen next, and I feel like the dialogue just got an upgrade this season. Even though the dialogue's been great before, I just feel like they just upped the ante. And it's an amazing show. I absolutely love it. So yeah, you get an A. It gets an A from me for sure.
Thank you, Keaton.
Oh yeah, also A. My bad.
All right. So how about you, Sam? We know where we can find you. That's not even sorry. Rai, where can we find you?
The link is right here. It's on Twitch, twitch.tv/onlyxanchors. I play video games all the time, all types of video games. So yeah, come hang. It's good vibes.
Nice. Keaton, where can we find you?
You can find me right here with TeamJVS, but in addition to that, I run a podcast with my good friend, Dr. Amelia Brown, called Bat Therapy. We examine mental health through the lens of comics and film. We've got a new season just starting called No Capes, so be on the lookout for that. We're going to have some fun with alternate identities. And so, yeah, it's a great podcast. Please give us a listen, give us a rating, give us a shout. You can find it at bat-therapy.com, but you can also find us anywhere where you download podcasts. So, yeah, please look us up, check us out, listen to us.
All right. And, of course, you guys can find me over here dropping reviews in on my channel, Busy Braun, and of course on TikTok and Instagram on Busy Reactions. That's pretty much it, man.
Until next time, guys, we will be doing spoiler discussions on the episodes that they're going out on a weekly basis because we can't do them like all in one. I don't think they're all dropping at the same time. So stay tuned for more spoiler discussions on this and reactions that you want to see. Go to Busy Braun's channel as well as his TikTok. And we'll be back, guys. Peace.
Filing out the top of the room. I can see the skyline. 50 mile radius on my timeline. Ain't nothing on my mind.